Welcome to Today in Rocket Science. I'm Adam Balkin, and we are here in Wired's Star Wars photo exhibition, which is celebrating the latest installment in the legendary series. Why are we here? Well, you may be surprised by how Star Wars can actually help prepare you for a career in science, technology, engineering, and math. More on that coming up, but first.
In this episode, we'll check in with a team of students gearing up for the 2016 FIRST Robotics Competition and hear from FIRST founder and inventor Dean Kamen on what to expect from this year's contest, and would-be cyber sleuths test their skills and know-how as these students from around the world try to build a better high-tech mousetrap, all part of Cybersecurity Awareness Week. And it's the crossroads of science, technology, engineering, math, and art. We take a look at how engineers create Broadway magic in this workshop, a bit off-Broadway, weeks and months before it ever hits the stage. All this and more in this episode of It Ain't Rocket Science, part of Time Warner Cable's Connect a Million Minds initiative, aimed at connecting you with science, technology, engineering, and math opportunities in your community.
Computer science is quickly becoming a mainstay in classrooms around the country, and it's been helped in no small part by nonprofits aimed at preparing the next generation of programmers. This month, Code.org's Computer Science Education Week harnessed the buzz surrounding Star Wars: The Force Awakens to help prepare you for a future career as a coder.
The force was strong with these youngsters taking part in this year's Hour of Code. It's part of a global movement to get students connected to coding at an early age.
We're going to have 50 million kids all learning to code all in 1 week across every single country in the entire world.
Code.org partnered with companies like Google, Amazon, Microsoft, and Disney, and this year's Hour of Code included Star Wars, Minecraft, and Frozen-themed interactive online tutorials. In the tutorial, students' goal is to use code to help a character complete an obstacle course.
They gave us tasks to do. So you have basically various different type of blocks here. Each block has its own algorithm. Algorithm meaning like it has its own purpose. So for example, we have the first block here. It says move forward. Also, you can repeat whatever we did more than one time. You can take shortcuts to make our coding much easier.
I think that it could be for anybody. It could be for girls. It could be for any gender, any size, any shape. You're never too young. You're never too old to start coding. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm the only girl or I'm the only black person to code. But actually, it doesn't really matter.
I think it's really important because once you get older, and especially since now, like, technology is a part of everything. And once you have a job in pretty much anything, technology will probably be a part of it.
This was the third annual Hour of Code. So far, more than 100 million students across 180 countries have participated in the program.
In today's digital age, computer science touches almost every facet of our lives. In North Carolina, one organization is working to bring tech education to the forefront by showing students in familiar terms how to apply complex concepts. Sharon Stone gets in on the lesson.
Come into our game.java. Type in game info.
It may sound like this class is talking in code.
Add a loud breakable block.
In a way, they are.
The actual coding stuff.
Youth Digital teaches kids ages 8 to 14 about technology.
Of course you can.
The kids are learning to write code as they play the game Minecraft. The mission of Youth Digital is to create creators.
We want the kids to create. We want them to be fully open to what they want to do.
Students advance through the course. Fairchild wants them to see how the lessons apply in the real world. It could be a future as a programmer, a digital developer, an animator, or some other tech career.
Learning these skills early and hopefully getting a passion for them early would kind of give the kids a leg up later on in life and give them a good foundation for that.
Let's just start with the bridge.
It may not sound like it when you listen to him, but this is actually Miles' first time studying this subject.
Just learned how to make my own server. I've never made a server before, but I made several mods.
Whether it's after school, summer camp, or online education courses, Youth Digital teaches these kids to be fluent in technology, so all their students can communicate in code so easily. For It Ain't Rocket Science, I'm Sharon Stone.
For many young people today, an interest in coding sprouts from a love for video games. One organization is trying to harness that interest in gaming to not only teach teens the basics of game development, but also encourage social consciousness in the programmers of tomorrow.
It's not every day you get to play games in school, but there's more than meets the eye in this classroom. Students here are getting a glimpse of what it takes to build a video game and competing to see who can design the best game.
We're exploring how games can teach 21st century skills, how game design can bring students together around real issues.
Game design in general is just a good idea. I'm working on multiple game projects right now.
Games for Change is a nonprofit that promotes video games for social good. Students are designing games with the idea of helping different causes.
I'm doing animal welfare. It's my animal welfare is for like dogs and cats who don't have homes. That's what my game's based about. I want to be a game designer when I grow up, and this is really helping me.
It's a fun way of learning a lot of other skills, right? You learn, like I was talking about, you learn like design skills, like prototyping and user testing. You learn like writing skill, like you have to write. I think if every student had a chance to learn game design, they would take much more out of it than just game design.
To find out more about Games for Change and to check out the current competition, visit gamesforchange.org.
All right, we do have to stop here for a quick break, but coming up,
we'll begin the countdown to the 2016 First Robotics Competition and see how students are prepping for next month's big reveal. And while we continue to program, code, and construct our way into an increasingly connected lifestyle, we'll see how the cyber police of tomorrow are getting their start today. And later, it's the intersection of engineering and art as we see what goes into designing, constructing, and installing the set onto a Broadway stage. To find hands-on science, technology, engineering, and math opportunities in your community, visit theconnectory.org, made possible by Time Warner Cable's Connect a Million Minds.